Hi guys. Now we're in module 3. I hope that you are finding the format to be good. I hope that you're finding things to be helpful. Of course, reach out to me if you have any questions. I would always start with the welcome. So it's telling you to read chapters 4 and 5. And then, of course, our discussion post is due by Thursday, and then follow up with anybody, 2 people, by Sunday. And then your lit review is due on Sunday. So there's not much, there's not another assignment. It's the lit review, though, which is really a lot. But if you've been doing your assignments all along, I think you'll be okay. So here's our discussion. So again, you're talking about something that comes right from the reading. So on pages 74 and 75, it talks about operational definitions. Operational definitions are because we're psychologists, we really have to be particular when we're describing something. So if I want to talk about resilience, for example, other researchers have already created this. It's called the CD risk, the Connor Davidson risk scale. RISC, resilience, is part of, I can't actually remember what that stands for, but it's resilience in significant challenges or something like that. It's a way to say if someone answers all of these questions in a particular way, that means that they're resilient. So you don't have to find something, but you just have to say, how would you define your variable? So if you were talking about happiness, what are you going to do? Are you counting how many times people smile? Are you going to ask them, how happy are you on a scale of 1 to 10? And just as long as you say how you defined it, that's okay. And then you want to make sure that you talk about how you could say that your operational definition had construct validity, so that is discussed on page 75, and then explain how you could make sure that your operational definition has reliability. So read what is reliability on 97 through 99 in your book, and then say how you could make sure that it has reliability. And then, of course, when you're saying, when you're talking about this stuff, make sure that you are saying, here's the definition of reliability according to the book, and then cite the book, Cosby and Bates. And you're saying, this is what Cosby and Bates say is construct validity, so here is how I would make sure that my definition had construct validity. And then when you respond to other people, maybe talk about whether or not they got it right. Do you think that is the way that they would make sure that it had reliability or construct validity, or what? That might be a way to make sure that when you're responding to your fellow students, it also includes something from the book. We don't have tests in here, so that's just my way of making sure that you're reading. And for module 3, you are writing your lit review. So I made, you're using those 8 articles, and then I made this template, which I think will be really helpful. I'm specifically, you can scroll down. This is the lit review from here down to here. Next is the method, but up here is what I'm talking about right now. So you are literally just saying, what is your topic? What 3 themes did you find? And then you want to say what perspective you're orienting from. In psychology, there's so many different perspectives. You could come at information from a cognitive perspective, from a social perspective, from an evolutionary perspective. Everyone is going to have a different perspective. It might be a developmental perspective. So say that you were talking about, say that you were talking about how to make people happier. You might come at that from we're going to change how they're thinking, and that would be a cognitive perspective. You might say, we're going to have them exercise more in order to increase their endorphins, and that would be a biological perspective or a neuroscience perspective. Or you might say happiness is doing things that our ancestors did, and so that would be an evolutionary perspective. So what perspective do you think that you're coming from? And then from the articles that you read, they should have themes. Like maybe some of the articles are talking about this information using children. Maybe some of them are talking about it using like high school students. Whatever those themes are, like change this to say whatever the theme was, like I don't know, resilience in children, and then resilience in adults, and then resilience in elderly people. And then just say your theme, and then make sure all 8 articles are included somewhere in here, whether it's theme 1, theme 2, or 3. The way that you're including them is to cite the, I'll put that right in there, cite your articles. That is how you show they are included. And you want to be able to, like, so I think that a good way to think about it is just saying, what were the researchers interested in this article? Who were the participants? And what did the researchers conclude? And do that for each article that's found in theme 1. Do that again for, like, explain what theme 2 is. Like, we found that resilience was difficult to craft in elderly people, and then say, here's, article 1, article 2, article 3, or whatever, however many articles you found, and here's like what the researchers were interested in, who were the participants, and what did the researchers conclude for those articles in theme 2. Do include some sort of statement that, like, include a statement that ties to theme 2. Like, make sure that you have these like connecting paragraphs. Include a statement that ties to theme 3, and then here include a statement ties to your study. And then for the last section, this is where you say your hypothesis. So say what you, like, after you read these articles, what is it that you are going to do that's different from what everyone else did? Everyone else did X, Y, Z, and now say how your study is different. Sorry. And then say your hypotheses. So I predicted that, by changing their mindset about resilience, I could make them happier or something. And that's what you're doing here. So you're briefly describing your actual study. All right. Please reach out if you have any questions, and have a good week.